Hello, this is Inupriya. Yesterday we saw about Vedic literature and why we accept it, and how modern science is actually accepting Vedic literature by doing the experiments and giving the reasons behind it. And today we'll read more about it. So, Vedic knowledge, it's not a question of research, because our research work is actually imperfect, because the researching things which they are doing is without the proper sense, it is having an imperfect sense. So we have to accept the perfect knowledge which comes down, and that is actually stated in Bhagavad Gita by the parampara. Parampara is something like the disciplic succession, that is, which is said by the Supreme Godhead, and each person is learning from God directly or through someone who was actually a very great devotee of the Lord, and he has took completely the Bhagavad Gita from heart and he is teaching his students. He was the student of Lord, and next he is teaching his students, and everyone should feel like Bhagavad Gita is spoken by God itself. Actually, in modern research, the reason they are taking a lot of time to identify this is because they don't have the perfect knowledge like those people who wrote the actual Vedas. That is what is taking them so much time. So, we have to receive knowledge from the proper source, and in the beginning with the supreme spiritual master, that is God itself, and then from God it is brought to the spiritual masters, that is, it can be any kind of teacher who has accepted Bhagavad Gita completely from heart. So one such way in Bhagavad Gita is Arjuna was actually student of Lord Krishna, and he accepted all the lessons of Bhagavad Gita, and one person who is not saying any contradicting words while the God is speaking about every part of life, how a person should live, that is the perfect student, which means one has to accept every single portion of Bhagavad Gita. If a person is accepting one part of Bhagavad Gita, not accepting one part of Bhagavad Gita, that is not the right way to understand Bhagavad Gita, and it is not a complete way to understand life. If one person has to understand complete part of life, the whole Bhagavad Gita without interruption, a person must learn as it is. That is when it is called a complete knowledge. So a person while reading Bhagavad Gita should not be taking it as a humor or making any joke of it, or must be thinking that that is not right, that is wrong, like that. So every part of Bhagavad Gita, each line must be taken by heart, so that you don't feel something is wrong about it, and everything here is right. That is why you must accept it as it is, and it is said by God itself. And Gita, especially Bhagavad Gita, out of all the Vedic literature, is actually the most perfect presentation of Vedic knowledge. So Vedic knowledge is received from the supernatural source, the transcendental source, that is God. So we are receiving it from God itself, and the first words in the Bhagavad Gita, each and every word from the first beginning to the end, it was spoke by Lord Krishna. And in between, Arjuna will be asking questions, but Lord Krishna will be answering each and every nook and corner of how to live a proper life and perfect conscious life. So these words spoken by God is actually called Aparoshyaya, which means they are different from words spoken by a person of mundane. So what is mundane? God does not belong to the person of mundane. A person of mundane, we can suggest it as people like humans. So mundane means a person who is infected with 4 defects, and these 4 defects of life is actually a person who is sure to commit any mistake. If a person is able to commit a single mistake in life, that person is under mundane. And one more is variably illusionized, which means illusion is something, there is a particular concept, and the concept is actually taken by the person in a different manner in which he should not be taking that. That is, a person is trying to teach someone a positive thing, but the person is going to think about a negative point. This is also called illusion, and you can also call it like this: what is there, the person is trying to take what is not there in that way. So, not taking the actual truth into his mind, and he's taking something else in his mind, and it's a false thinking, right? So, that is the second thing, and God does not have that. And the third one is has the tendency to cheat others. So, tendency to cheat others, it can be in the form of lies, it can be in the form of money, anything in society. We are seeing so many lies in front of us, and also we are seeing so many people cheat in relationship, in the form of money, in the form of land. It can be the closest relative, it can be the farthest relative, it can be someone whom you don't know. Human has the tendency to cheat. And fourth one is limited by imperfect senses, which means even if a person is having a little knowledge about something which is not perfect, he is actually satisfied by whatever the little information he got. For him, it's enough. For example, I can give you this example. In my college, they give a topic to a person, and one topic is this big, and for each person, they give a small part of topic. So, which is actually called as presentation, right? From each topic, a person is actually taking the subtopic and explaining. So while explaining this subtopic, the person only reads what is there in the subtopic but does not read the whole chapter. Not every student is like that, but whoever wants to actually just score for whatever topic he is given, he reads only that small part and he is satisfied. He is like, okay, I know this whole topic, but you just know this much, but you don't know this whole part. In that way, it's like he's limited by imperfect senses. Even a little knowledge is satisfied. He's like, yeah, that's more than enough for me. In the same way, mundane is actually a person who is having 4 defects, and the first one is he's sure to commit any mistake, and he's invariably illusioned, believing whatever is not true and accepting in a negative way, and has tendency to cheat others. And the fourth one is he is limited by imperfect senses. With his 4 imperfection, one cannot deliver perfect information of all prevailing knowledge. So, if God is able to say so many things about life, he does not have the tendency of mundane, which means if a person is having this concept of mundane in his life, he cannot be termed as Supreme God. So, if he is a Supreme God, he does not have the qualities of mundane in him. That is why whatever he has said about life is completely acceptable. That is the only reason. If God is saying something to you how to lead your life, you are not supposed to interrupt or make fun of it, and we are accepting however God is asking us to live so that we reach Him after life. So this is enough for today, and thank you for watching. And if you guys are interested in reading Bhagavad Gita by yourself, please do read it. And if you guys like the way I'm explaining, do subscribe to my channel. Every day there will be a different video, and we'll be learning new stuffs every day about what is there in every single paragraph of Bhagavad Gita. Thank you.